Hi guys, and welcome to Excel tutorial of how to create a multiple data entry form using VBA. As you guys can see, I've entered some details here of an individual and also the details of his lecturer. Everything is right here. Let's go back to the student details. But the point is, we haven't actually added this data straight onto the worksheet. So to add those data, all you need to do is just click on transfer data. So take note of this. The name is Kinsley and I don't seem to have any Kinsley on board. So we come right down here, we click on transfer data. There we go, that's Kinsley details right there. Supposing we decide to add Kinsley details again, since we've already added it on board, if you click on transfer, the system officially lets you know that that data or the details is already in the system. If you click on OK, there. Okay, but supposing we have a new student and we want to add the details in there, and that happens to be, I'm actually copying this username now. I'm actually copying this student ID as 463 there. You see, as soon as I enter that student ID, what happened is registration number is generated, ULN number is generated as well. But so let's say that's the name and details, add whatever in there. There we go, and telephone number. And if you click on transfer data, the system lets you know that look, this student registration number is already in the system. So click on OK. There. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Excel development environment and we'll put one of these together. So let's click on exits. But before that, you see, we can even print the data. Just click on yes, you want to print it out, select, and that's the data. Okay, I'm going to close that. And now let's exit out. Yep, there we go. So I'm going to close this data entirely and let's start a new project. And I'm going to add the following title. So let's say following title as the title for my system. Okay, I guess you guys can see that. Let's increase it a little bit. 16. And that is that done. The next thing is I'm going to come in here, see where we have sheet number 1. I'm going to add another sheet number 2. On sheet number 2, I'm going to have the following details for the course tutor. So the course details and so on. And let's make that 16 as well so that you guys can see it. There we go. Now let's go back to sheet number 1. And before I go any further, I'm going to have to save this. Let's go to File, Save As, and just locate wherever you intend to save your work. I'm going to save it on my desktop. I think I have something in there. There we go. So I'll just call that data entry. Yeah, and the important thing is, you see the save as type, you must change that to Excel macro enable workbook. Okay, make sure you select Excel macro enable workbook. Click on save. There we go, done. Now the other thing is, if you don't have the developer tab on your system, this very one here, if you don't have it on your system, you are advised to go to File, select Options, and when this dialog box pops up, select Customize Ribbon. Once you click on your customized ribbon, the interface will change to this. Make sure you change it to here. Drop it down, select popular commands, scroll right down. The developer will be unchecked, so all you need to do is click on check and click on OK. There we go. Once that is done, you should be able to see your developer tab right up here. Now click on your developer menu there, and then to your left, upper left hand corner here, you should be able to see Visual Basic. Click on that. The other thing is you can always select Alt F11 to open it up as well. So click, there we go. So you end up with a blank interface like that. All you then need to do is come right here. You see where it says Insert. Click on Insert. Select User Form. And that is your form right there. I'm now going to define the height of my form. I'm going to make that maybe about 700. Press enter and scroll right down. You see where we have the width. Let's change the width to 1000 plus. So I'm going to make that about 1240. There we go. And that is that done. Now that that is taken care of, we need to then add some components on board. Okay, let's come in here. See where we have the toolbox. That's the toolbox. Okay, if your toolbox is not visible, just click on this toolbox icon there. So the very first thing I want to do now is I'm going to add a title, and that very title I want it to be inside a frame. So let's select a frame. I think this is a frame. There we go. Click on a frame and just maybe drag that much there. Now that the frame is added, I'm going to get rid of this title of the frame here. You see where it says frame? Let's go to the caption, I believe. Yeah, caption. Get rid of that. And I will also change the back color. Let's come in here, background color. Click on that, select the palette. I want to make it something green. Yeah, now we do. Now that that is done, let's copy this. Let's see. Hold on to the control. Click and drag. There, now we have two. And here, click on label. Drop it there. And I'll just change the data in here of that very label. Let's change it to student management system. So I'm going to go straight to the caption. So I just enter student management system there. Although you guys cannot see that properly, so let's come here to the font. I'm going to increase the font size to something a little bit much more readable, and change the font color. Let's come in here, font color. Yeah, maybe something like that. Let's see. Should I go for? Yeah, that's a bit alright. Okay, that is fine. Now all I then need to do is just drag. Alright. Alright. So let's increase or reduce the size of that a little bit more. Okay, that will do. Now bring this down. Let's drag this that much. That's good. And I will copy this again. Bring it right down here. Alright. The first component I want to add would be the multiple page. Click on that and just drag it here. There we go. That's my multiple page. One is going to be for student, the other one is going to be for tutor. So page one, I think it's called caption as well. Let's come in and enter student. And for page number 2, come in here, change that to the course tutor or just tutor. That's fine. Back on page 1, the student 1. And now we want to add labels. Okay, so grab hold of a label there, drop it there. I will also need a text box. Okay, and I'm going to need combo box. Let's see the combo box. Yeah. Now let's enhance those components that I've added. This text box, we change the size. Let's change the size to something much more manageable. Maybe come in here and just change the font here to be 24. Yeah, I think all of them should be 24. Yeah, 24. Okay, that we do. Okay, so I've increased the size of that. Let's come in here and just drag this that much. Alright, so here let's change, no, let's just copy it first, then we can always change it around. So hold on to the control, click and drag. We have 2, 4. Right, so let's add one more. Maybe move this down a little bit. Bring it down. And one more. There we go. Yeah, that will do. Okay, now I also need 5 of these here. Just copy, bring it right here. Now, grab hold of just 2 text box, bring them here, and the combo box. Okay, I need this combo box. I'm gonna need about 3 of those though. Yep, there we go. That's fine. Now copy 2 and 3. Looking good so far. Right, bring this all the way. Something like that. And here, let's just change this. That is going to be known as students, or let's call it student ID. And here, that should be first name. Then it should be surname. Then we have address right here. Let's call it this surname. Address, and here that will be postcode. There we go. And up here, I'm just going to enter the telephone in there. You have telephone there. Next, maybe date. Then use of ID. Then enter degree in there. You can just enter course or degree course or course, something like that. I'm just going to change that to course. Then here is going to be payments. There we go. Right there, guys. Yeah. Okay, so underneath here, I'm going to need address and so on. First of all, let's correct this. Here, I'm going to need next of kin, address, and so on. So let's just grab hold of maybe this. Hold on to the control, click, grab. Yeah, something like that. Then I will also need some for registration and so on. Okay, remove this that much. This can be, bring this right underneath here. And yeah, all right. Yeah, that'll do. And we're going to need buttons and so on there. Now we have surname. No, that should be for next of kin. Let's change that to next of kin. And just drag this down much. And here, let's make that maybe mobile phone. And do I really need, I don't need this. I can just take this off. All right. Yeah, I don't think I need that. And here, let's change this to registration number, page number. This is going to be ULN number. Okay, looking good so far. So let's add buttons now. Command buttons is called. Let's drop one here. One command button. Let's change the font of that command button to maybe 24. Yeah, 24. And change that to transfer data. Transfer data. Right. So let's copy this. Hold on to the control, click and drag to 4. Need 4. Yeah, that's good. Let's move them up a little bit. Looking good. And all of this one, just move them up. Right there. Address. Okay. I'm going to run it. I just want to see how it's going to look like. This is how it's looking. So I need to do something about the spacing. We just space it out a little bit. Right. Okay. Okay, let's bring these two down. Alright. Now, you see these labels? You want to change their color. Let's change their color to match the background. So background color here. Let's change, go to the palette, change it to plain. I think that's it. Right. And here, I'm going to let's cut all of these off. I think I should just add another frame at the back. No, yeah, why not? Another one. Cut everything off. Let's see, hopefully we should be able to cut. Yeah, now add and paste it. Alright, so the new one, I'm going to change the color of that. Select that very frame that I've just added. Okay, make sure it's selected. I want to change the background color to this. So let's copy this background color. Select the newly added frame and change that to this. Press enter. That's it. Done. And all of these, I'm going to change their color as well. Not just this ones. Change them to, yeah. Right, that is fine. All I then need to just do is just modify it a little bit, and that's it. Get rid of the label name. Let's get rid of this name. Frame 4, get rid of that. And extend this. Okay, run. Alright, that's fine. Now let's change these other ones. I know the design is taking some time, and that is going to be known as exit. This is going to be known as reset. This is print. So, as you can see, you will also learn how to print direct whatever you have on your worksheet. So this one is going to be known as CMB, B print, paste. This is going to be known as CMD or CMB transfer. So I can just call it TR. Yeah, transfer data. Oh, let's just say transfer. Transfer data. Yeah, that's good. Now reset CMB reset CMB exit. There. Now the 4 buttons, I'm going to select them all, and I want to change their background color to green. Yeah, and change the font color. There we go. Okay, we get that glance. It's looking good so far. So these ones, let's give them all a name as well. Now that is going to be known as next of kin. TXT, TXT, TXT mobile, TXT. I think that should be TXT address 2, something like that. Address 2. Yeah, I'm gonna put 2 because I do have address 1 up here. This is for address 1, TXT address 1. And this is TXT range. TXT ULN, txt ULN. All right, and address. Okay, that's that done. So this is student ID. So txt student ID, txt first name, that's first name, surname, and here address is there, postcode, txt postcode, telephone, txt telephone, txt it, txt, no, that's a combo box, we call that c cm, okay, cmb, no problem, prove. And this one cmb post, and this is payment. Okay, they all have their own respective names now. So let's run it and see. That's good. Okay. And next, let's take care of the tutor here. So I'm just going to copy 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. Let's copy those and one right here. Paste. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. So this is going to be for tutor. And this is txt tutor. Then here, post title. This is txt post title. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to delete this. It should be combo box. Copy this combo box. Yeah. So I just say CBO title. This will be CBO postcode. CBO post code, something like that. Yeah. Then this one that will be for duration. CBO duration. And here that will be duration. Then it should be for the year. And this is CBO year. There we go. Right. So I just need to arrange it properly and can start work with the coding. Alright, looking good so far, guys. So if I run it now, this is how your system is looking. So guys, let's start work with the coding. I'm going to first of all start with the exit. So let's double click on the button for exit. Alright, here the first thing I'm going to do is to declare the following variable, and that is how you declare a variable. You just say dim. I'll call my variable iExit as, I'm going to call that VB message box result. There we go. And my variable, I'm going to then assign the following to it. Let's just say message box. And I want this message box to display the following. Let's just call that confirm if you want to exit. Right. So that's my very first argument. Then enter a comma. The second argument is going to be VB question. That will be my second argument, comma, VB question. There. Plus, add a plus to concatenate the next argument. That's going to be VB yes, no. Then that's the third argument. The fourth argument is just going to be maybe the title of my project. So we can just call that data entry. Say data entry forms. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Now, comma. So let's use an if statement. If I exit equals VB yes. If it's equal VB yes, then you just want the system to unload. Let's say unload me and end if. Make sure you enter that and if. And that's it. If you want, you can, let's just indent that. Right. So I'm going to try that out. Save, then click on run. There. Okay. Confirm if you want to exit. No, I don't want to exit. I'll just put an error here. Yes, I do want to exit. Good. So let's come in here. It's not meant to be Nick. That was supposed to be next of kin. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Let's make sure the name is right as well. It's not right. Okay, next of kin. That was an error. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do now is to take care of the reset. Double click on the reset. Alright, here in the case of the reset, I'm going to first of all declare, let's say dim txt. If you notice, all my text boxes are actually, they all start with the name txt. Look at it, txt. No, that's the combo. Okay, let's go here. They are all txt. Can you see that? So that's why I'm naming that txt. So let's go back into the code. So I'm gonna call that txt. Okay, and let's use a for each txt and me dot controls there. So any one of the object with txt, I want you to do as follows. So let's say if text of txt is ms forms dot text box. So if it's a text box and I just want it clear, then just clear txt dot clear equals the end if. So that should take care of any of my text box. And because I'm using for each, it has to be, let's say, next txt. So that's the very first one. Now I can just maybe indent all of these so that doesn't cause much confusion. There. Okay, so that's fine. The next one, see, I also need to be able to take care of. First of all, let's run this and just enter whatever in there. I should be able to just get rid of that. There we go. Alright, the next thing is I need to be able to take care of all of these. Okay, the combo box. And that goes for these ones as well. Okay, so my combo box, oh, that's wrong. That should be combo box. Let's make sure. Here, what do I have in here? Yes, CBO. Should be CBO. So let's go back in here. So each of these combo box that you guys are looking at should start with CBO. CBO proof. CBO. This one has no name, even CBO. Let's just call that pause. Yeah, that's fine. Then CBO payment. CBO payment. Good. See, not all of these has a name. This one has no name as well. It's a TXT postcode. That's strange. Oh, I think one property already have that name postcode mistakenly, I believe. Let's check. No, I don't think so. Right, let's just call it TXT post. Alright. Okay, so that's TXT post. Now let's hope they all have their respective names. Yeah. Alright. So back in onto my reset. Double click on that. So I would declare another one. I just call it TXT. So let's just come down here, paste. So that will be CBO. Yeah. And if it's CBO, I just want you to clear whatever we have inside the combo. So that should be CBO combo here. So instead of a text box, say dot combo box. There. Okay. That is for the combo box, and this is for the text box. Okay, guys, have a good look at that. So if I run the program now, supposing we have anything in here, let's come in here as well. I should be able to just click on reset. Oh, this should have been combo CBO and that. Okay, look at that. I was meant to nest. I was meant to nest the combo CBO. Okay, so let's go back in here. Yeah, now run. Try them all out. Wait, yeah. All right, there we go. So it's working. Good. So Now that that is done, let's take care of, I'm going to take care of this data transfer, then finally we'll take care of the print. So double click on the data transfer, or transfer data, I mean. Double click on that, and right here. Okay, so let's just raise it up a little bit. Okay, right in here, I'm going to declare the following variables that I intend to use. Those are the variables. Okay, these two will be for the worksheet, and these other ones will be the one I will add each of the components onto. First of all, let's take care of these first two. So I just need to assign the two worksheets onto them. So I'm going to ask you to set WKS double S as, that's going to be equals worksheets 1. Okay, and this other one is going to be worksheet number 2. This one, that's going to be 2, and you must set it as well. Okay, so the two worksheets are now assigned to two variables that I intend to use. And the other one is, you see this ID exit. If you notice, I said the data type is boolean. So the reason being, I wanted to check the student ID if it's a duplicate or not. So let's do that. Now, right underneath here, I'm going to paste that. Now I'm going to just set it to false. Okay, and once that is set to false, the next thing is we now want to use this last row. So last row is that right underneath here. Last row will be equals WKSS, and that is for the very first one, dot cells is the very one cells, and we want to check WKS double S uppercase dot the rows dot count dot count. Okay, comma, and let's take it from column A, close that, dots to the end of the x1 up. Okay, increment it upwards, dots rows there. Okay, now the next thing is I'm going to now use for each statement again. For each cell in W space, for each cell in WKSS dot range, and is going to be from column A, row 2, column A2, and row A. Let's close that. And the last row. Alright, so close that. Now I'm going to use the if statement to now check the value. So if cell.value, if that is equals txt student ID dot text, then I want the following. ID exit will become true. That will become true. Then exit 4. Okay. We also need to end if. For ifs and let's arrange it. And we need to actually nest. Let's next the cells here. No, next cell. So that is if it's right. Else, I just want you to display an error message. So to do that, I'm going to, okay, let's just use the message box. I can grab all of these. I don't need it all. So come right down here. Let's use an if statement. If the ID, if ID exits, then I want the following message. So in there I can just say let's just say student ID already exists. Yeah, that should do it. Right. Okay, that's my first one. Then we can just say please enter a unique student ID. Okay, please enter a unique student ID. Right, so I'm gonna get rid of all of this one. Get rid of them. I can just enter in there, let's say comma VB exclamation. Right, and sub and end if. There. But guess what? If invalid data is entered, we might as well just clear it. So I'm going to just clear the student ID and also set focus on it. So, and we can even clear it all, because if you enter the same student ID, you may have the same information for the rest objects. So let's double click on this. I'm going to copy this. I'll call this. So let's come back in here. Call it right here. Call there. Okay. So call CMB reset. and I then wanted to set focus here on this one. Student txt student dot set focus. There, that is that done. Now the next thing that I'm going to now do is now I need to check if the tutor already exists in cell number 2. Then find the next available row for each of those, and then add data onto this worksheet. So let's do that. So let's say add new, right underneath here, set add new, that will be equals worksheet number 1 dot set dot cells, and that will be worksheet number 1 dot rows dot count, comma, on a there dot end x1 up dot offset is offset by 1. There we go. That is for my worksheet number 1, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the worksheet number 2. So I'm just going to copy this, paste that in here, and this is worksheet number 2 here. This one, let's paste that here. That's the variable for worksheet number 2, and this is worksheet number 2. Copy that. There we go. Change this as well. Okay, that is that sorted. Now the next thing is to add new records to worksheet 1 and worksheet 2. So worksheet 1, we have the following. Now copy this. All the object here. So I think that is 10, 14, 15 in total. So come right down here. Worksheet number 1 dot offset, starting from 0, 0 dot value, it should be value dot value, and that's the very first one is going to be txt student id id dot text. That's the very first one taken care of. Okay, for the others, let's do this. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, now this is going to be for, let's change this first. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 there. Okay, so now let's change each of the names. This is going to be first name. Remember that txt first name, and this was surname, and this is address, then postcode. I think I just changed that to post. There was no postcode. And here, telephone. Now down date. After that, I do have CBO, then CBO, course. Let's get rid of these ones. Okay, with the combo box, then I have CBO payment. Those are the three. Let's verify those three. Yes, proof, false, payment. That's good. Now, what's some more text box there? The text, then we'll end. Now this address, you see, next of kin, mobile, address, address 2. Okay, next of kin, address 2, and mobile. Okay. So let's assume the first rule, sorry, the first sheet is taken care of. Let's put spreadsheet number 1. Then the next one is going to be number 2. Let's copy this. Bring it down. I actually need to change, that's the name, variable that was used for that. It's a TT. It's a tutor. Change all of these to the tutor. Okay. Now, txt tutor, txt. That's not a txt. I think it's a combo. Let's come back in here. Let's check that out. Okay, I have 4 combo. Title. That should be course title. Call it title. Let's just say C title there. Yeah. CBOC title. CBOC code. CBO year and duration. Okay. Tutor. CBO course title. maybe request title as text CBO. Code and CBO here there. Finally, CBO duration. Duration. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Let's add text here. I just want them to copy the text as well. Okay. So let's save that. I think that might be done. Okay. So for the transfer data that actually add the data straight onto the worksheet, here are the lines of codes. So take a good look at it from here and bring it down. There. So I'm going to save and let's just try it out. But before I do anything, I'm going to show you guys the worksheets. Look at it, sheet number 1. There is nothing there. So let's come in here, run the program. I'm going to add student details in here. Before that, I should have been able to select, but okay, this is just testing. So let's come in here and just add student whatever. And the name, let's say is for Harper. Address number 12, Bellstown. Okay, let's come in here. Next, King, Daddy Harper. And maybe when I add address, I should automatically be displayed here as well. Okay, let's say that's the telephone number. Address. I think I'm going to do it like that. And this should generate that. Okay, let's just try. Right. Date, today's date. ID, student ID. Course, payment, student loan. Okay, that's that done. Here, tutor. Let's just say John from Wales. Course title, games. This is wrong. Okay, I'm going to have to change that to something else. That should have been postcode. Okay, let's just make up something there. And year, let's say 3 years. Duration, maybe 36 or whatever. Okay, no, this should be academic year. Yeah. Alright, that's that done. Let's hope, hopefully if there's no error, we should be able to just click on transfer data. Let's see, I have an error. Let's check that out right here. Hey, I think this is my error. I think that should have been L. So let's stop that and go back in there. Now I'm going to change that to lowercase l. Yeah. Okay, I think I may have this. Yeah, that's the same thing here. Let's run it again. Just want to try that out. Run. We enter whatever in there. Let's just for testing. Okay, try that out. There we go, it's working. Look at that. See that? So now the error was just where I added one instead of L. Okay, now let's try this out again. So this should actually tell me I've actually duplicated this username. So let's click on transfer data one more time. There we go, look at that. StudentID already exists. Please enter a unique ID. So if I click on OK, there, all gone. Okay, so that is fine. Let's check and make sure the data was also added onto the second sheet. Look at that. So that's fine. That's just testing. That's fine. Okay, now we know that that works. So this is the line of code. Take a good look at it from here. All right, be careful here. That is not a 1, that's an L. Lowercase L. Bring it down, down, and down. Brilliant. Now, we need to take care of the print. Once we are able to take care of the print, then we can just tidy up. Okay, let's go straight to the print. Right here. Double click on print. Okay, right in here. But one thing I want to do first of all, let's create a function for print. And then call that very function. Okay, maybe right underneath here. I'm going to put a dot in here just to, I know that's a function. The function in there. Maybe print function. So what I want to try and achieve here now is to be able to print directly from the worksheets. So let's say sub show print dialog. Here, that would be much better. Then once it gives you your data, you can always print out whatever you want. And sub. No. Okay. So all I've just do is call this from call it from here. That's the print command button. Just enter call. There. Okay, that one is sorted. Now the print. First of all, I'm going to declare the following variable. I print. That's going to be as a VB message box. Message box results. Then beam current user form. Or that current user form. That's going to be as an object. Okay, the two variables are in place. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is store the current user form. Let's do that. Store the current user form in equals me. Let's say store the current user form, that will be equals me. Right. Now, prompt the user with yes or no option. Okay, if I prompt the user with yes or no option, Or would you like to print print student data or the tutor's data? So if it's yes, print out student data. So I'll say print, that will be equals the following message box, whatever. Okay, which you can, let's say message box, and that will be would would you like to print student details? Okay, question mark, close that comma, VB question plus yes or no. VB yes no. So I'm just gonna give that print record or print student record, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Now that is done, once the answer is given, we don't want it to hide. So I'm going to come in here and just say hide the user form before showing the print dialog. So here, dot hide. Okay, if it doesn't hide it, there will be an error. That's why I'm hiding it. Then the next thing is to show the printer setup dialog and print preview. So let's say if I print equals yes VBS, then I want you to do as follows. Application dot dialog, that will be XL. Okay, be careful, that's an L. XL dialog print setup. Let's look for XL dialog print setup. Okay, let's just type it out. Dialog, yeah, print setup. There we go, that's it. Dot show. Brilliant. And we then need to say this workbook dot sheet. In this case, is going to be worksheet 1. Yeah, worksheet 1 dot print preview. So that's a very smart way to print your system out. Else, I want you to do as follows. Just want to copy all of this, dump it right here, and change this to number 2. Okay, and we end the if statement. And if. Now that is done, once we end if statement, we now want to show current form. Current form dot show. That's it done. So that should take care of my print statements. Okay, so let's try it out. I'm going to save it first. Run. And I do have some data on board. Look at it. So let's try and print. Click on the print. Would you like to print student details? Yes. Click on print. Print preview. Look at that, guys. Very good. All right, let's try it one more time. Print. Would you like to print student details? No. That means you want to print the tutor's details. There we go. Look at that. Brilliant. My print is working. So we can exit out now. Yes. Okay. Now, one thing that I want to achieve is, you see, when we come straight to student details here, and if I type in student details, I would like the system to automatically fill up the registration number and the ULN number. So right in here, double click on student details in here. That is it here. Let's move it up. Okay, right here, student ID. So inside the student ID, I'm going to use an if statement. So that's to check if it's empty. So let's say if the student, yeah, let's copy it anyway first. If student id.text, if it's equals empty, then I want the following to happen. Just play with the system for me. Txt reg.text equals player. Txt uln.text equals player. Okay, then what about, let's take care of the dates as well. Txt date dot text equals player. However, if it's not empty and I want the following, all these guys here are the following. Paste. Now, txt reg, that should display reg and the following data. Reg and whatever we have inside the text box. There. That takes care of that. The same thing applies to this. ULN there. And here, I want this one to just display the dates. So I'm going to ask it to get it formatted. Format. Date. Format. So let it be days, months, and year. Yeah, that's the format that I want. And that's it done. So I'm just going to say and if. And if. There. That is fine. Now the next one that I'm going to take care of is going to be for the address. But let's try this out first. Run. Enter something in here. So let's say the student ID is, look at that. The date automatically appears as well. Supposing I play it. There. Okay. Now you see, if I enter address here, I want it to be displayed in here automatically. Only if the administrator or if the student tell you the address is different, the address of the next of kin is different, then you can change it. Else, it should be populated. So let's do that for address as well. Exit out. I'm in here, double click on address. But this is called address number 2. Double click on address. Grab all of this. Then I'm going to use an if statement again. If address the text, if it's equals empty, or if it's empty, since it's address, that should be flexible. I don't have to empty it. So let's say address number 2 equals address number 1. Dot text. That's all. If I run it and I enter my address number 15, oh, just that should have been and. Let's go back in there. That should not be in the quotes. Click on the quotes. That's an error. Run. Okay, address. Let's say 17. You see that? Frog now close. Okay, you get that. So if you feel it's the wrong list of kin details, you can just change it. The choice is yours. See that, guys? Think this brilliant tutorial is completed. So let's try it all out properly. Have a good look at this. That's the garbage that I put in there. So I'm gonna come in here, or maybe we can just delete that first. Delete all of that. Delete and delete that off. Delete this as well. Okay, now let's run the program one more time. Run. Enter a valid details in here. That's the student ID, and the student name is, let's say, is Peter. Peter. Okay, something like that. Okay then. And oh, that should be the surname. Then address number 14, Goodman Road. Then the postcode, telephone number, and the next of kin name is, let's say, Sally Gilbert. Okay, then mobile number, and here, oh, we need to be able to identify all of these, ID and so on. Okay, let's make these up. I'm coming here as well. Tutor is Johnny Davis. Was title, actually course code. Okay, most of this is incomplete, so we need to complete those. Come in here and just click on add. Let's click on this first, then we take care of this. There we go. Look at that. And we can print it out as well. There. Okay. Close that. Now what I want to do is when I click on this, I want it to display some information for me. So that's going to be form initialized. But first of all, double click on that. Form I want it to be form initialized. So I'm writing here, drop this down, look for initialize. There we go. Inside the form initialize, I'm going to start by saying CBO prove dot add item. And the first item, let's say, is nothing. Now copy. We need about 4 proof of ID in there. Now the first one, let's say, is passport. Second, student ID. And now driving license. Then it's a pilot license. Even if it's a private pilot, that's fine. Okay, that's the very first one taken care of. The next one, let's go for the degree. CBO. Now the CBO is a degree or not. It's called course. CBO course. CBO course dot add. Love this. Next, the following course that is taken: HNC, HND, BSc, MSc, MSc, PGCE, PhD. There, done. Next one is method of payments. CBO payment. So payment is a student loan, self-funding, or what? We need to make, there should be an empty space in there. Okay, there. So student loan, self-funded. Then self-funded and employer funded. Right. Okay, we have duration now. CBO duration dot add item. Rate. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, that might be 12 months. Wonderful. 36, 48. Yeah, I'll do. Next, course code, course title. I think it's C title. C. Yeah, course title. Okay. Okay. Well, those we do. Maybe one more. Let's see. Computing. Computer. Computer science. Let's correct these. Computer science. Let's say information information system. Computer games and maybe business there. Something like that. You can always add more though. Alright, that is fine. The next thing is the CBO postcode. Dot that is equals. Let me just make up some postcode. In that now. Let's add alphabet to it. A, B. Okay, that's it. That's the postcode. Done. Now, academic year. So come down. CBO year. Dot. First one, we can say 2023 to 2000. Yeah, 3, 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27. There we go. That is it all done. Check that out, guys. Those are the data that will be displayed on the combo box, each of the combo box. So take it from the top and bring it down. There. So let's run it. Enter student details in there and name. Let's say it's Kingsley West, and here address of Kingsley, number 10, Felix Lane. Telephone number. Next of kin. Next of kin is Rebecca Wesley. Okay, now proof ID course is on a BSc, method of payment, student loan, and the course tutor's details here. Let's say is, let's say Julie Chaplin. Course code, or course title, computer science. Oh, that should be course code, not postcode. And here, here, there we go. All we just need to do is come right here, click on add. Look at that. See that, guys? If I decide to want to add it again, it's going to refuse me. But if I change this and change the name here, let's say the name is Sally Johnson. Or Sally Johnny. Address of Sally Johnny, 95 Treetop. There we go. A proof of ID, course by self-funding, and tutor in this case, let's say is James Lee. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so all we then need to do is just select that, change this. Okay, just click on add as well. Transfer data. There we go, look at that. Okay, now I want to add the same data. That's impossible. No. Exit out. Yes. And let's go in here. This was supposed to be course code. So let's go in here and just change that to course code. Yeah, that's the error that's was meant to take care of. That's it done. So if I run it now, I want to print out all of these data that we have in here. Just hit on your print. Yes. Okay, and there we go, guys. And that's how you create your own data entry form, or using multiple data entry form. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. You all have a nice day now. And please do subscribe to my channel. And you can also join to become a member of the channel. Bye for now, guys.